Hello, everyone. To share my love-hate relationship with social media, I'm going to read from my diary. This could be any day. It so happens, this day happens to be 29th of March. 7 a.m., check baby monitor, still asleep. Must remember to WhatsApp the mothers group about the sports class today. Check phone, 7 emails about the new set design for my show. Decide to tweet pictures to get public response. Absolutely love this democratic way of working. Scan through the news. ISIS issue a new threat with another horrific video. You know, all they want to do is shock. So perhaps if there was no YouTube, maybe gang raped girls' videos go viral. Sick. Who are these people? Sick. Free midday meal poison 50 students at a girls' school. Oh gosh, that school is right near my house. Rustle on the baby monitor. No, still asleep. Check watch, 7:06 a.m. What was I doing? Yeah, the news. Oh my God, the attention span these days is zero. Anyway, back to what's trending. My choice video about women empowerment by actress Deepika. Yeah, but how does that help the gang rape girl? Hashtag Nirbhaya campaign changed the laws, but not much else. There's a rape every 6 hours in Delhi. And what happened to the women's line? Helpline. Does it work? Must remember to check. Whoa! So that's how Kim Kardashian contours her face. Way too much effort. Who has the time? Knock on the door. Let the cook in. She looks distressed. I'm about to ask her. Her phone beeps. She runs into the kitchen. 7:10 a.m. Scroll down Twitter. 70 plus notifications in less than 10 minutes responding to my beautiful new set. Yes! I love the power and volume of instant connect with my viewers. And they say, I hate your guts, you fat cow. Okay, whatever. I like your backdrop. Can you please RT the new app we're launching called MG where you communicate solely through emojis? Who cares about your backdrop, you expletive? How dare you ask Mr. B about romance, you expletives. This set is as ugly as your vomit face, you puke. Okay, enough. Nothing but trolls. I mean, who needs to feel connected anyway? Viewers don't really know what they're talking about. Democracy is totally overrated. Hang on. Are they right? I mean, am I really that bad? Maybe TV is not my thing. Feeling anxious. What will I do? I'm not qualified, am I? I don't know. Don't panic, don't breathe. I mean, breathe. I've forgotten how to calm my breath. Must practice. But where's the time? I mean, surely we should have more time now that we can do things quicker, connect with the world sitting at home, make a proposal while in the car. Why do we have no time? I mean, I haven't got through my Twitter timeline yet, and it's already 7:35 a.m. God knows what's been trending for hours. Feel like I'm always playing catch-up and just missing out. Well, at least I'm not on Tumblr, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Snapchat, Flickr. Maybe I should be. Then I wouldn't feel so disconnected. I mean, tell me, how can I feel this unconnected and this lonely when I have over 75,000 followers and at least a few thousand friends on Facebook? Oh, let's check Facebook. Post about Naina having lost her 3-year-old sister at Noida Easter Mela last evening? What? Shocking, sad, scary. 102 comments, 345 likes. Should I like it? But that just seems wrong. I mean, how do you like a tragedy? I leave a comment. I'm so sorry. Let me know if there's anything I can do. Yeah, I think that's good. Then spend 20 minutes checking the profile of someone I don't even know or I supposedly know, who I'm too scared to unfriend in case I do actually know her, and besides, she likes every single photo I post and pokes me often enough to make me feel so wanted. And here I am checking her boring holiday pictures to Patna with her ugly dog in front of that. Interrupted by hysterics in the kitchen. Check monitor. Luckily, baby is still sleeping. Find my 25-year-old cook crying. Her brother has had an accident in their village in Jalpaiguri, is in hospital and desperate for Rh negative blood and a possible kidney because both his are perforated. She's on WhatsApp messaging like crazy. I thought she could barely read and write. Turns out she can WhatsApp. She holds up distressing photos of her injured, bleeding brother that have been sent to her. Why? Why would someone send photos like this? She is typing a message per second. She's trying to console her family. Though she has second-by-second update, she feels disconnected, helpless. She's so far away, it would take days to get to her village. What is she supposed to do apart from just messaging? And just then I think, this virtual world has to convert and converge into the tangible world, else what is the bloody point? Shriek on the monitor. Mama, Dudu, 8:17 a.m. Now, imagine if I decide to use all the tools and all the people available to me on social media differently. Just imagine. 7 a.m. Check baby monitor, still asleep. Log on to Guruji's podcast. 20 minutes Sudarshan Kriya, conducted by him while I sit in my room. Feel calm and centered. Scroll through the news. Midday meal poisoning. WhatsApp my mother's group to chip in for the daily meal for the girls' school in our neighborhood. Contributions come flying. Guilt for all the food our kids waste, I suppose. We decide to take turns on random monitoring. More good news. Activist Sunita Krishna's hashtag movement, Shame the Rapist, results in arrests. With a lot of clicks on the keypad, including mine, I'm proud to say, and millions of shares later, she manages to use the very videos the rapist made to nab them. Hurrah! The combination of hashtag activism and online ground might has proven to be explosive once again. Just like it was with hashtag Ask Her More, hashtag Why I Stay, hashtag He for She. Of course, it needs discipline and harnessing, and doesn't always work, like it didn't for the case of hashtag Bring Back the Girls, but at least we must try. 7:35 a.m. See Naina's Facebook post about her missing sister. Send a message to Deepika Padukone, who has 25 million followers. Dee, love the My Choice video. Can you help find this girl? It strikes a chord. She posts a picture. Her fans go crazy. Within minutes, the girl has been located, crying but safe, outside a metro station. Oh, the joy of virtual media delivering tangible outcomes. It's not only possible, it is happening. All it requires is for us to stop favoriting and to start doing, or both, if you're so inclined. Imagine further. 7:52 a.m. I tweet the great Mr. Amitabh Bachchan to say desperately require Rh negative blood and a possible kidney in Jalpaiguri. His 14 million followers will do anything for him, and my cook's brother will be safe in minutes. Now, I know it sounds so simplistic to solve medical emergencies like this, but the power, reach, and volume already exists with us, the Digerati. And no, you don't have to be a really famous person or have millions of followers. All you need is the will. Start the conversation. And then speak up, not just on cyberspace from one keypad to the other, but in real space, to real people from real platforms. Unfortunately, social media in its current form is a salacious mob, and the loudest voices are always the most extreme. But that's true for real life also. So just like in real life, to bring about positive change, the more level-headed, silent majority has to speak up. They have to wake up and they have to speak up. I mean, did you know, for instance, that 44% of Twitter users have never sent a tweet? That's akin to having a voice and using it only to listen. Guruji has it right. The voice of good people must be heard. Where there is lack of spirituality and belonging, corruption arises. And this begins to reverse when common people take responsibility. So take that responsibility responsibly. It's time to stop getting sucked in, stop imagining, time to switch off and then switch on with awareness and make the possible possible. So in the end, I have a proposal for all of you. And here it is. It's called the Do Good Selfie Chain. You do an act of good. It could be as simple as helping someone, forgiving someone, or making a charitable contribution. Then you take a selfie and inspire someone else to do an act of good. So my today's do-good selfie is that I have enrolled and paid for my nanny's daughter Sona's computer classes. Here's my credit card, here's my phone, here's my selfie. Your turn.
Thank you so much, Koyal.